Florida's growers of fresh fruits and vegetables are cautiously optimistic this week. The federal government finally agreed to address what's called produce dumping. For years, farmers have complained of weak regulation in this area that allows cheap imports to undercut the domestic market. They're really hoping this is not an empty promise this time around. Our Forrest Saunders with the story.
Blueberry grower Bud Childs is hopeful the Trump administration means what it says, that help fighting foreign produce dumps is truly on the horizon.
You know, it's great news. I feel great about it. It's overdue.
The aid needed ASAP, Childs says. COVID's knock to produce demand has worsened an already dismal situation. Cheap imports from countries like Mexico snatching up revenue and grocer shelves from local farms.
We've lost, 80% of our tomato market. We've lost more than 50% of our onions, eggplants. And you know what's gone on in blueberries. Mexico's gone from 3 million pounds bringing into our market to this year 60 million pounds.
Federal trade, commerce, and ag agencies now proposing a slew of improvements. They include 90-day talks with Mexico, investigating the damage done to growers, a marketing strategy for domestic produce, and working with Congress to create legislation.
We're continuing to work on that. We're continuing to try to deliver the facts.
Ag Secretary Sonny Perdue told us in January produce protections were coming. That was after officials failed to get them in the new USMCA trade agreement.
It was on the table up until the end, and that's one of the things that didn't make it across the line.
Childs really wants this new effort to bear fruit and not fall to the wayside. Now that the government is listening, he says, growers need to keep up the pressure.
We're in a situation where half of our food market has been taken over by foreign, particularly Mexico. We got a long ways to go.
The federal plan doesn't impose any specific deadlines for when all of this needs to be completed. Childs says that means that growers as well as consumers will need to keep up the pressure to ensure compliance. That's the latest out here at the Capitol. I'm Forrest Saunders reporting.